A lot of people think that there's no value in attending business networking events. What do you think? Welcome to another week of Entrepreneur Insider. I'm so excited that you've joined me. My name is Tia and I'm your host. I'm the founder of the Black Entrepreneurs Network, and every week I bring exciting entrepreneurs to you that you should know about, support, and share within your community. In today's episode, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about networking because it is a subject that is close to my heart and I have a huge passion for. The reason? Because networking can make so much of a difference in your business. There's so many business owners that want to know, what do I do? Where do I get started? How do I find customers? How do I scale? How do I find an accountability partner? I can go on and on and on. And the answer is within your community. Now, I don't mean like your local community, the people that live on your street or even your city, sometimes not even your country. The community in a larger sense of the world. People that have like minds, people that are within your industry, but there are also some people that are outside of your industry that can definitely help you. They can help coach you, mentor you, answer your questions, partner with you, become your customers, and more, right? You get it. I can go on and on and on because there is so much value in networking, specifically business networking. Now, maybe you've heard that networking is dead. It's not. Maybe you don't know what networking is. I get that. Maybe you think networking is the same as looking for customers. It probably isn't either. Let me clarify that. There are a lot of misconceptions out there about what networking is and what it isn't. A lot of people don't even know what networking is. And that's why I began the Black Entrepreneurs Network, to bring information and resources to you, the community, entrepreneurs like you, people that aren't entrepreneurs. You get it. Basically, the information that we share in this program is for everyone. Networking is also for everyone. So let's start with number one. There are other types of networking, not just business networking. I specifically focus on business networking because I'm an entrepreneur and my passion is to help other entrepreneurs. But there are groups that meet for brunch. There are moms groups. There are motorcycle clubs. All of those things and all of those people are networking. They're getting to know each other on a personal, sometimes professional, sometimes religious, depending on the purpose of the group. They're getting to know each other on that level, where they are. They're meeting each other's needs, whether it's friendship, whether it's relationship, or more. So don't discount the value of networking or think that it sounds foreign to you, because chances are you're already networking in some form or fashion. Think of it this way. Last week, I went to my son's soccer game and one of the parents came up to me and asked me about where I ordered my son's sport frames. I didn't know her. She didn't know me. We didn't have any expectations. She just wanted to know, mom to mom, assuming she didn't know I was a mom, but right, where I got something, because maybe she wanted to know if I was going to give her a recommendation that would be cost effective. Maybe she wanted exposure to a new business that was on the market, right? I can't necessarily say what was in her head. I can only tell you what she asked. And it was a simple question. Where did you get your son's frames? They're sport frames. My son needs sport frames, and sometimes they're kind of pricey. Do they take a long time to get? Are they really effective? We formed a conversation from that simple question. We talked about the company. We talked about some other things that I had searched. We talked about the value, how much I paid for them. We ended up even talking about our prescriptions, right? And how she had a stronger prescription than mine. We talked about how I wear glasses, even though I don't have them on and didn't have them on that day. My point to you is that that simple question developed into a conversation about our children, about shopping for glasses. We ended up even talking about lunch for that day. So do I have a new bestie? No. But that really wasn't my purpose, and it probably wasn't hers either. But we still, quote unquote, networked. We got to know each other. We shared information. And there is nothing wrong with helping one another. I helped her, and in turn, she ended up helping me. Now, should you always expect something from a networking relationship? No, but that is one of the major benefits. So tell me down below, have you networked? Have you made a new friend with someone that was outside of business? And if so, how did you meet each other and what was the outcome? Let's specifically now talk about business networking now that I've given you an example of a non-business networking situation. As I mentioned, you can network with anyone, whether it's in the grocery store or the doctor's office, or even a soccer field. Business networking can happen exactly the same way. It doesn't have to be forced or uncomfortable. A lot of people tell me, outside of the fact that they didn't know what networking was or they thought networking was dead, it's like, I don't know how to start a conversation without it feeling awkward or forced. I totally get that. And that's because a lot of people that know about networking or networking events kind of think it's just to find a customer. But again, as I mentioned earlier, it's really not. It's really about building relationships. So let me stop really quick and just tell you what is networking. Business networking, just like other types of networking, is about relationship building. Simply put. So kind of think of it like a first date, right? You don't know that person. You don't know if you're going to like them. You don't know if it's going to end up in marriage or where it's going to go. Business networking is the same way. Don't force it. Don't think that you're supposed to get some specific outcome from it. It's about getting to know the other person and letting the other person know you. Kind of think of it as business dating. Okay, I know that's kind of a lot of pressure because dating is a lot of pressure. But simply put, a lot of times you can form a business networking conversation by just asking a person about the day or mentioning the weather, the environment that you're in if you're at a networking event, something that they may be wearing, an article that you wrote. Hey, I wrote a great article on LinkedIn. Are you on LinkedIn? I think, you might want to check it out and help build your feed. There are a ton of ways to start a conversation. And if you think of it like a friendship or a dating situation, it kind of takes the pressure off because we're more familiar. But again, let me stress, business networking is the same as relationship building. The goal is to know the other person and to let the other person know you. Now, the next thing to remember is that networking doesn't happen in one event. So if you attend one networking event, if you have one coffee conversation, virtual or in person, if you meet someone on a soccer field, if you talk to a teacher, that is not the end of networking. Networking, again, like a relationship, is an ongoing process. You're not going to cover everything about yourself in 30 minutes, are you? Absolutely not. So in the same way, you're not going to learn everything about your partner, your spouse, the person you're talking to at a networking event in one time either. The objective is to make a connection and keep growing from there. Sometimes people meet, and outside of the potential to become a customer or refer a customer, a partnership is possible. Now, let's talk about what this means. This could simply mean that you're a realtor and you really understand the importance of nurturing your leads with an email system, contacting them on a regular basis and letting them know about the things that you have going on in your business and how it could positively affect their life. But you're not really sure how to develop an email system or what a funnel is. On the other hand, there's someone you meet that is an email marketing master, right? And they just need someone to give them a chance to let them build their funnel and show how effective it can be in marketing campaigns. So the two of you connect at a networking event or online or however you connect, the grocery store, and you realize that you all have something that the other person can benefit from, and you form a mutual partnership. Or sometimes there might be two finance professionals. You do almost exactly the same thing, maybe for the same company, maybe for a different company. But you realize there's a need in your community to share financial information, especially in underserved communities. People don't know about life insurance. They think that GoFundMe is the way to solve all of their problems. So you two get together, and instead of competing with one another or seeing each other as competing in competition for the same clients, you say, you know what if we pool our resources and we sponsor an event, or we create an event for our community? So there's so many benefits to this, because although you're in a similar industry or the same industry, your perspectives are different, your businesses are different, your audience are different. And so when you pull them together, you're attracting a larger audience. So let's say that one of you actually offers credit repair as a service and the other one doesn't. When you bring all those people together, now those people are going to be introduced to someone that you can trust to help them with their credit needs. And vice versa. There's so many benefits to forming strategic partnerships, to developing customer relationships. And here's the other thing that a lot of people overlook about business networking: friendships. Friendships do happen. Relationships, personal relationships do happen. Now, granted, that's not always the reason you should go to events, but it's quite possible. So I've covered some of the things that networking is. I've talked about what it isn't. I've talked about some of the benefits. I've talked about some of the possibilities. Now, where do you network? There are a lot of different answers to that. Now, there are some events out there that are called networking events, and when you get there, they're a seminar. That doesn't mean that there's not a chance for you to talk to the person next to you. It just means that your opportunities may be limited. There's some things called mixers. Mixers are more like a party. I've seen some with cocktails and with brunch. They're great opportunities to converse, and it's really informal. But just make sure that everyone there is for the same reason, which is to be a business professional and form a business professional relationship. In some of those circumstances, some people just want more personal relationships, and that's okay as long as you get it up front. Now, what I do and what a lot of other people do are have specific networking events. My events are primarily virtual, although there are some in-person events. There's some companies that do in-person as well as virtual events, and those are amazing because you can reach other prospective and existing entrepreneurs from all over the globe, not just the ones in your city. When you go to those events, you'll attend through Zoom or Google Meet or WebEx, depending on the organizer. And we prefer, of course, that you're on camera so we can see who you are and that you're real, but we understand that sometimes you're not able to. Just your attendance and your presence is amazing that you thought that much to invest in yourself. So show up. At those events, you'll have the opportunity to meet a ton of other people from different industries from all over the globe. But best yet, you'll be able to share your information as well. You'll be able to sometimes participate in conversations or learn from speakers that have been brought in to specifically teach you a new skill. So I encourage each of you, there's so much value in attending networking events. From learning to collaboration to introductions and more. A lot of times you have a chance to practice your pitch that helps you when you do talk to those potential customers and investors. And other times you just get a chance maybe to vent about some things that only other entrepreneurs may know. I think you all can tell by now, I'm a huge advocate for networking and networking events. But let me say this, popping up for one event, right, is not networking. There's so much value in putting it on your calendar and coming more than one time. People need to get to know you. There have been so many people that I've met because they popped into one event, they left, they never shared their information, they never came again. And I'm like, I can never help them. I can never send a customer their way. I can never become their customer because they didn't take the time and make networking important to them. Just like with everything else that you do, we make the time for what's important to us. And I'm encouraging you right now and every day to make networking a priority for you and your business. We've gone over the benefits, including getting new customers, including getting new partners, including finding accountability. I know someone that even got an amazing mentor and built a mentoring relationship, all on the basis of attending a networking event. So I encourage you to attend them. Networking is absolutely not dead, and it never will be. Now, I can't lie and say every networking event is the same. Sometimes they are cliquish. Sometimes they are just about the organizer. And so that's why I encourage all of you to come to my events. I can definitely vouch for the events for the Black Entrepreneurs Network. You may not always meet me there, but you'll always meet an array of entrepreneurs of color that want to know about you. And that really is what networking is about. Sharing who you are and getting to know others. Just remember, it's never, never, never a monologue. It's always a dialogue. Okay, so before we go into my closing about networking and get your questions, I want you to take a few moments and listen to what these entrepreneurs have to say about what networking is and what they expect from it.
I would say for me, networking has always been just about relationship building. And I've never really had a bad networking experience.
For me, networking means connecting, collaborating, just trying to, see, in a sense, how I can, be of service to them and vice versa.
So I've been to a couple of networking events, and it may sound really awful, but I don't really like being around a lot of people. I can't stand it. But I force myself to go. And my idea of networking is, oh, look, let's talk real quick. Hey, my name is Robert. Let's exchange names. What do you do? What do you do? Once I tell you what I do and you tell me what you do, if we're going to click and we're going to say, okay, so let's link up. Maybe we don't have the same interests, but maybe we can help each other in different ways. Once I give you my phone number or my email address, I'm done talking to you. Let's move on. I've met you. I want to get to the next person in case I do meet somebody with like-minded interests that I can spend a couple more minutes with getting to know and exchange information also. But
I have not been to a networking event, but I am good at networking, just like in general, just talking to people randomly sometimes. I don't like to talk to strangers, but if I find it possibly beneficial, then I will. But networking for me is basically building relationships like Izzy mentioned and going from there and seeing how we can help one another after that.
Here's a few other things about networking I want you to know. It is perfectly okay to not click with everyone you meet. Just like life, networking events are full of different people with different personalities. Sometimes you click, sometimes you don't. If someone just leads with their business card and doesn't take the chance and the time to actually start a conversation with you, that might be a red flag and tell you a little bit about what they're there for. Sometimes you might want their product or service and you're okay with that. Then that's fine to proceed as is. Sometimes there are some people that are specifically there just to recruit you or to have you become their customer. Just like at a car dealership, no one wants just to be pounced on, right? You go there, you know that there are salespeople there, but you want to have a chance to look around, kick the tires, figure some things out on your own, and ask questions when you're ready. So keep that in mind. The same way you don't want to be sold to, no one else does either. Now, if you're okay with some more aggressive approaches, then try to converse with those people. Try to get a word in edgewise, try to build a relationship. But if you find you're unable to, it is okay to walk away. There are some people there that are introverts, or they just don't know how to start a conversation, or they feel really, really uncomfortable. If you see those people, it's okay to go up to them and start a conversation. Ask them if they've ever been there before. Ask them what they do. You get the gist. It's okay to start conversations. And again, don't be pushy, just be yourself. Networking is fun. It's full of different personalities. There's so many benefits. So I encourage you to get out there, get to know people, do what you feel comfortable with. The things that feel good, that seem like they're going to grow you and your business, I encourage you to follow up on. Again, no one networks one time. People forget you if you don't make networking a priority. What questions do you have about what networking is, what business networking is, what you should expect, how to start a conversation, how to move forward once you connect with someone? There's so many questions and there's so many answers. There's so many beneficial reasons why you should make networking a part of your business's marketing strategy. I'd love to answer all of your questions, so post them down below or email me at info@theblackentrepreneurssnetwork.com. If you didn't know what networking was, that it really is a thing, or you thought that networking was dead, I hope that this video told you so much about networking and more. Now, for everyone that's watched, go and mark your calendars right now for an upcoming networking event. You have to. It's important to your business and its growth. Trust me. Now, we have a ton of networking events that we do virtually at the Black Entrepreneurs Network. You're always welcome to contact me or check out our website for more, but there are a ton of networking events and organizations near you. So plan to attend one virtually or locally and actually show up. Do it for your business. Now, if you want more information about networking, about upcoming events, about being featured or sponsoring a future episode, hit me down below or send me an email at info@theblackentrepreneurssnetwork.com. This episode was brought to you in part with John Sanchez. Check him out so he can upgrade your business communication skills. All of his information and website will be posted down below as well. As always, we're excited to bring you the Black Entrepreneurs Network in partnership with RETV. We host this show, Entrepreneur Insider, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So come back for future episodes and don't forget to watch some of our past episodes. If you'd like to sponsor an episode or find out more information about RETV, you can also post that in the comments down below or email us at info@theblackentrepreneurssnetwork.com. Now, if you're not subscribed to RETV, I don't know why not. Do so right now. Hit that red button at the bottom right of your screen. And while you're there, hit that bell so that you're alerted when new episodes of Entrepreneur Insider premiere. Now, thank you for watching. I can't wait to see you next week. Until then.